Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. For my Speaking for General Communication class lecturer, Mr. Ruswan, and my beloved friends, I would like to convey my gratitude towards all of you for watching this speech video. My name is Syifa Fauzia Qurratu'aini, and I'm from class 2B, and I'm honored to be the speaker in this occasion. I'm going to start off with some questions. First, have you ever buy a food that has gone bad and you ended up throwing them away? And question number 2 is, have you ever buy a food that you don't mean to buy, but you bought it anyway, and you eat it until you're full, and there's some left over on your plate? Now, some of you might have done that, and there's actually impact of what you've done. In this opportunity, I would like to tell you about it. What you have done is called food wastage. What is a food wastage? It's basically the act of throwing away your food, be it in condition of uneaten or some leftover. Aside from being the second biggest plastic waste producer, Indonesia is also the second largest food waster. One Indonesian can actually waste their food up to 300 kilograms per year. It is actually a serious, but surprisingly an invisible problem in our country. There are some reasons of why this problem is actually became bigger in our country. First is the greed of eating something that pleases your eyes is strongly present in our country. Most of the time, we only look at this really delicious looking picture of food and we decided to buy it even though it doesn't match our taste. And because it doesn't match our taste, you ended up throwing them away, which eventually become a food waste. This greed actually triggered the second reason of our problem, which is the disappearance of habit of eating what we only need. This greed closes our eyes to see which one is the food that we need and the food that we want. This habit is actually really important to keep the greed away from us and to make sure that everything is cleaned in our plate. The third reason is the lack of consumers' education on the problem. The problem itself is not that known in the public. The public doesn't know that what they do can affect the world. For example, like the gas emitted from the food waste can affect the climate change. There is some case where people actually know about the problem, but they don't know how to reduce and recycle the food properly. Educating is really important and can make a change in the country. Last but not least is something that I've seen by my own two eyes continuously, which is the lack of gratitude. Some people think because they have money, they can do anything with their food because they bought it. But sometimes we just need to step back and realize that there is some process on how the food can be put on your plate and how the farmers struggle to sell their vegetables or their food for money. Sometimes you just need to be more grateful for the food and everything really in your plate. So, by knowing some of these reasons, you have stepped into the awareness zone. You have known about the problem, you have known about the reason, and the next thing you need to do is to make a change. For your information, France is the top performer of reducing the food waste. Can we make Indonesia as a top performer too? Maybe. Thank you.